Things I wish I could tell myself when I started lifting.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Wanted to jump on here real quick. 3 of the things I wish I knew when I started working out. 1, stop rushing the process. Maxing out every week isn't going to make me any stronger, any faster. Making sure that when I have a plan, that I'm sticking to it, not following some random workout program I Googled. Being able to adapt the programs that best fit for me, not these cookie cutter programs that you see typically on the internet, and also making sure that I know that at the end of the day, the program that I'm on matches the goal. The second thing is nutrition is important. I don't care what people say. I feel a lot better at 32 than I did at 22 due to the fact that I started looking at food differently. Rather than just pushing food, rather than just growing and trying to make the scale move just a little bit more, there's a difference between ignorance, bulking, right? Just eating like a complete idiot versus strategically bulking. For me, in August, started at about 191, and we've strategically added calories. We've added specifically carbs and fats to my diet each and every week up to this point, which I'm sitting at about 204 right now. With that time frame from August to now, we're seeing 2 things. 1, a gradual increase of weight, not fat. So we're building gradually some muscle, hopefully about a half a pound to a pound a month, which would be ideal. But eventually that's going to taper off. Eventually you're not going to be able to sustain that much growth, and it's going to be harder to obtain that. Now we're looking at like probably in the next year, maybe like 3, 4, that's if we're on top of everything. And that's not ideal, right? Being perfect in every aspect is going to drive you nuts because it's not perfect. And then the last thing is understanding people will talk. People will tell you that what you're doing is wrong, regardless of the results that you're making. That this coach is better, that this program is better, that this 5x5 will cause you to pass out quicker than a 3x3, or hypertrophy is superior to powerlifting or strength training, whatever it may be. What you have to do for yourself, and which I would have done a long time ago. I wish I would have taken control of every aspect, started learning early, started performing better, keeping track of my nutrition, keeping track of my programming, making sure that when I hit my marks, I'm celebrating, but I'm also celebrating those small wins. If you're able to bench 225 and you've never done it, great. Celebrate that. But how can you build? Rather than being like, oh, my next goal is 315, shorten that down. 250. Can you do 250? Can you add 250? Because one of the things I feel like is bench is probably one of the harder top 3 movements to develop. Squat, people have a great squat. People may have a great deadlift. But really, bench is like kind of the key factor, especially if you're in powerlifting. To win shows, I firmly believe you have to have all 3. Bench is typically going to be your hardest across the board. For me, I'm just a naturally good bencher. I just bench pretty well. From August to now, I've went from 315 for 2 sets to now attempting a 405. But that's making sure that I'm dialed in. We're not drinking as much. We're pushing good, nutritious food. We're not coming off of a huge workout plan where if I'm programmed to do bench on Fridays, then I'll do bench on Fridays. Everything is strategically placed throughout my week, where I've went from a 6-day split to a 4-day split, and then making sure that our intensity is cranked up. So when we feel that top set, when we're pushing about 80 to maybe 90% of my max on bench, we're shutting it down. We may do a drop set, of like 315. If we finish out at 390, we may drop down to 315 for a few reps. But then shutting it down, we're not pushing the boundaries each and every time to the point of injury. Push to the limits, right? Push yourself, challenge yourself. But now We're seeing huge growth with less time in the gym, more purpose, more intensity in the gym. And that's why we went from being a slob, pretty much eating whatever we want, having pizza 3-4 days a week just to get the scale to move, to now focusing on more whole food approach, like with sweet potatoes, chicken, steak, really being more purposeful with our food. And that's been a huge game changer. The quicker the scale moves doesn't always equate to muscle.